Earlier today, I spoke to Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino. I asked him questions about the balloon and the government's climb down on its controversial amendments to gun control legislation. Have a listen. And joining me now is Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino. Minister, thanks so much for taking the time. I want to start right away with that balloon that was seen over Canada and now the U.S. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said he is confident that this is a Chinese surveillance balloon. Sources tell CTV News that this balloon flew over Canada on the weekend. Why is it that we are only hearing about it right now?
Well, the first thing I want to assure you and all Canadians is that we will do everything in our power to protect our sovereignty, our airspace, and our national security. We have a robust set of agencies and departments deployed around the clock who are ever vigilant against any threats to any of those aforementioned principles. As you heard my colleague Minister Anand say, we are always going to be eyes wide open about potential threats, and we are going to continue to work very, very closely with our allies, including the United States, to protect Canadian airspace and more broadly the continent.
Tell me more about that work. I mean, were you one of the ministers that was briefed on this situation this past weekend?
Well, I get intelligence briefings all the time, and for obvious reasons, the details of those briefings are sensitive and classified so that we can protect national security. But I assure you that we remain in contact with our officials. We remain in contact with our colleagues across government, including the Minister of National Defense, Transport, Global Affairs. There's an entire community within government so that we can take a whole of government approach, and we will always do whatever is necessary to protect our sovereignty, our airspace, and our national security.
So as part of that, whatever is necessary, what was the decision behind not shooting it down when it was in Canadian airspace?
Well, again, I want to tell you and reassure you that those briefings will always be ongoing, but they are classified for the obvious reason that we don't want to compromise any of our operations. That is a well-established principle. The most important thing, I think, for your viewers to know and to be assured of is that we are eyes wide open 24/7 on threats all the time. And we deploy a range of techniques to protect our airspace, to protect our land, our water, our sovereignty, our national security. That is our top priority.
Minister, I have no doubt that that is your top priority, but it was only when it was over American airspace that it was made public. Why was it not made public earlier so that Canadians could be reassured of their safety?
That is precisely what we are doing now.
But you didn't do it before, Minister, with all due respect. I guess I wanted to jump in here because it was over Canadian airspace. Why didn't we hear about it when it was over Canadian airspace?
The timing of the briefings and when we receive information is always going to be a matter of sensitivity because of the tactics and the techniques and the tools that we use to protect Canadian national security and sovereignty. And when we are able to do so, we share information so that we can be transparent and upfront with Canadians about how we are protecting them. But the most important thing and the bottom line is that we are ever vigilant against all foreign threats and will continue to be because this is our top priority.
I just want to push back on that for a second. Is it really being transparent if we only heard about it a week later when it was out of Canadian airspace?
We have to strike that balance and make sure that we are not in any way compromising our operations and the techniques that we use to protect Canadians. But we're upfront about what we need to do. And when we can share that information, we do. And we work closely with our allies on that front as well. And we'll continue to do so that we can protect our perimeter, our sovereignty, and our national security.
I just want to point out that that information was not shared by the Canadian government at first. It was shared by the American government. But I want to move on for a second. Sources tell CTV News that there were a total of 4 balloons that had left China. Is it your assessment that China is spying on Canada and our allies?
As I said, we receive information and briefings all the time about potential threats from a range of hostile actors. We remain in constant contact with our officials on that front. We are a part of a team of national security partners within government. As I said, I work very closely with the Ministers of National Defense, Transport Canada, and Global Affairs, who coordinate our efforts with our allies. And we will always deploy whatever measures are necessary to protect the Canadian national interest.
I want to move on now to those amendments that your government has decided to withdraw from the gun control legislation. The Prime Minister defended those over and over again. You defended them over and over again. So what has changed to make your government withdraw these amendments now?
Well, first, this is an emotional issue, and I've reached out and will continue to reach out to Canadians no matter which perspective they come to when it comes to reducing gun violence. And we owe it to all Canadians, and especially victims and survivors, to get these amendments, which are targeted at completing the work around assault-style firearms, the type of guns which have been used in Portapic and Truro, at Polytechnique and elsewhere, out of our communities because they have no place. That having been said, we recognize that there needed to be more work done on both the substance of the amendments as well as consultation. And we have to accept responsibility for that. And that is why today we withdrew those amendments. That's part of our effort to extend a branch to our colleagues in Parliament, to reset the narrative so that we can get this right. And that is precisely what we're committed to doing.
So you're accepting the responsibility for getting this wrong then at first?
Well, we have to. We've got to accept the responsibility of the concerns that have been expressed around consultation. But I'm focused on charting out a course forward. I've met with victims and survivors, and there is just no way to express what we owe to them. They have been patient. They are showing, I think, an ongoing support for the government, which we need. And frankly, the ongoing conversations that I'm having with gun owners and First Nations and Inuit communities across the country is also essential so that their lived experiences can be woven into this bill. We need to do that on the basis of relationships that are rooted in trust and in respect and listening. And that is my commitment, and that is our government's commitment, and we owe it to Canadians to do the additional work that is necessary, and we will get there.
I guess the question is, though, why didn't you do that work before, when you presented these amendments beforehand?
Look, there is a continuum of consultation that goes on, but when concerns were raised with regards to the language around and the models that were included in the amendments, we said that we would take the time that was necessary to continue those conversations.
No, I understand that, Minister. I guess my question is, why didn't you consult Indigenous communities? Why didn't you consult hunters? Why didn't you do all this consultation before bringing all these amendments to committee?
We've got to accept responsibility that that part needed to be done better, and that's why I had been engaging with First Nations, Indigenous, and Métis communities so that we can get it right and do that work consistent with the principles of reconciliation, and that's got to be rooted in respect. That's our commitment, and to work with opposition colleagues. I believe there are some opposition parties with whom we share a common cause to address the issue of those guns that have been used in mass killings, and there's no shortcut around it. You've got to be prepared to do the work. And that's what we're going to do. And we do owe it to victims and survivors. I met with a number of them this morning. They're very concerned about maintaining this bill, as am I. But I've asked them obviously have just the utmost respect for them to keep faith. They've shown tremendous patience, and we've got to bring Canadians along on what is a very, very important issue.
So why should they keep faith in your government if you had this issue now where you had to withdraw these amendments? Why should people like Pauline Soussouvien and people from that group, like one of the survivors, Nathalie Provost, why should she believe you that you will be able to come with new amendments that will actually pass and do the work that they are asking you to do?
Look, it's a big ask, and obviously I have had some very, difficult and emotional conversations with them. But my short answer to your question is that my work is rooted in integrity. My work and our government's work has to be rooted in trust and respect for them, for the sacrifices that they have made. It has to be rooted in trust and respect for all Canadians. And that is the best way forward, is to extend a branch, to reset the narrative, and to make sure that we do the additional work that is necessary so that we can get it right. And that is our commitment, and we will continue to do what we can to get there.
But Minister, with all due respect, you promised to get it right the first time. Why should they believe you now this time?
Listen, you have to do this work, and it's not easy. As I said at the outset, it's emotional, and I accept that. And I think we, always have to be prepared to do better. And that is precisely what the government is doing today. So I think we can rally and unite around the common cause, that there's been far too much grief and suffering as a result of gun violence. And by uniting around that cause, I do see a path forward. We've extended a branch, I think, to our opposition colleagues. We want to work with them and we'll keep at it. And we owe it to everybody to continue to do this work, not to give up, and to forge ahead. And we'll do that with respect and humility and trust. And that's how I think we can complete it.
Given how long victims' rights groups have been waiting for this, what is your timeline to get this done?
Well, look, I am going to reject forecasting timelines. I think it's more important right now.
I know, Minister, but they've been waiting for so long. They've been doing this work for so many decades. I mean, how much longer are you expecting them to wait?
Look, I understand the anxiety. I've spent time grieving with them. But what's more important than putting a specific date on a calendar is that we get the relationships right, and we get the dialogue right, and we get the good faith right. And that's where we're starting today, as I said, extending a branch, we're setting the narrative, and continuing on a path towards doing this work.
And I'm running out of time, but I just want to ask, before the end of this session, will you bring forth new amendments before the end of this session?
Look, I'll underline, I understand the eagerness and the anxiety. I'm going to work around the clock. My team is, our government will. But let's make sure that we do the consultation, do the good faith work, and then we'll get closer to providing some timelines as we make some progress. And that is my sincere hope.
Minister, we're going to have to leave it there. Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mike.